Yo, what's up? What's up? Webcam stream. Let's go. New big moves. Okay. So, hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's have a look at what could potentially move this morning. I think there's not gonna be much movement because last week was quite muted. Most of the stocks didn't really move much. Right, so and furthermore, there's some MCO news coming up. I mean, MCO rumors up and running. So I feel like this week as well might be slower than usual, which is not ideal because now we're currently down quite a bit. Not really a lot, but still significant amount on the month. So we're down about 16k this month. So we have 1 week, actually 4 days left in the month to crawl back because we have Thursday off this month. And we have Thursday off this week, I mean. So only 4 days left to try and crawl back out, and I don't think I see any potential dips to sort of give us that big burst that we need. So we have to most likely depend on breakouts. But so far this month, breakouts have been quite subpar, I would say. Breakouts haven't been too great. I think our best bet will most likely be on gloves. This week. So I'm going to watch the gloves closely. Big mover, Unisem. But then again, this is very small float. It's going to be hard to trade. Simao made a little rebound, but I feel like this won't last long. So we'll see how this plays out today. Let's have a look at JF Tech. How did this do last week? Yeah, okay. Most of the big runners have already quieted down. Like K-Power slowed down a lot. Toyo Van, Euro. All of them gone quiet. But we'll just watch a few of these and see how it goes. See how they move. The bell ringing now. 9 a.m. Simao gapped up. Toyo Van gapped up as well. Supermax gapped up as well. Okay. Let's watch the Supermax space and see. Let's have a quick analysis on the 1 hour. So first high to break is 683, so maybe 680-ish. And then the next resistance will probably be around 695, 690, 695 to 7 will be the first proper breakout of the descending resistance. So we'll see. We'll see how it runs this morning. Heavy resistance on the way up to 680 already, so before we even break the recent high. So let's check the screener. Opcom, biggest mover in the morning. Okay. Just a gap up. How's the daily? A few pretty big candles. Okay. But still resistance to break through. Still a lot of resistance to go. So let's see if Somax can test 680 before pulling back. JF Tech dipping below. So let's give JF Tech a look right now. Okay, these few red candles, if you can dip to below 190, then you'll have my attention. So let's set it around 191 and see if it breaks to this level. Supermax first retracement, quite a good area of retracement. Still gonna have to challenge 680s to 683s if it wants to move upwards. Which it could do, it could very well do. Unisem with some dips as well, so a few decent chances for dips. JF Tech needs to break 195. Seems like that's the main support. Let's remove a few stocks off our watch list too. So it didn't dip as much as we want, so no buys. See if we can get any like mega sell-offs. Opcom is pushing up. So Unisem's first test will be 8 ringgit. That's where the major support was at. Basically the whole support is at 8 bucks. Nowhere else. If we can break 8 bucks, let's see. Let's give a quick analysis on where potential support could be. Yeah, potential support is probably about 8 ringgit, I guess. $7.65. But doesn't look like it's gonna dip any further. So it's curling upwards. If we can break 680, maybe, possibly. So it did break 680. Let's see how this plays out. I kind of wanted to get an entry at 680, but seems like it burst through so quick. I didn't get a chance to pick up any. So now I left the station. Most likely it's just gonna burst through all the way 690. Let's see if it tests 6. Let's see if it tests 7. So I tried to buy it at 680 680 like I mentioned earlier, where it's the first resistance that I want to see break. It's probably going to do a quick pullback like this and then go. Well, we'll just observe and see. Okay, Unisem breaking 8. Broke down all the way to 795 on that one single break. Maybe we could catch something on this if it could sell off properly. Right now, it seems like it's just weakness slowly bleeding out. Not much selling panic. There's not much panic in this. And if it doesn't panic, yeah, no. I want to see big red candles, but seems like it's still resisting the 8 ringgit level. So right now I'm just bouncing between stocks just to see if there's any potential plays on any. But seems like Supermax is getting most of the volume for today. Still holding up very well. So 680 would have been quite a decent try, at least. But no fill. Yeah, all of the gloves are the top gainers for the day. So Max breaking 690 already. We missed the boat, but whatever. So probably first retracement around 690, and then it's probably just gonna continue this structure for the whole day, but doesn't really fit what we usually trade. That's the issue. So I'm gonna retrace down to like VWAP or something, and then continue up, and then it's probably gonna reject 7 area. So the first test is here now. The first test of the descending resistance. So you can see it tapped this line quite a few times, 4 times already. So this is gonna be the 5th try to break above this resistance. The last time it tried sort of twice, like it doubled or triple topped here. Double topped here on this line, it failed to break. But it did create a higher low, which kind of confirms the uptrend. Kind of confirms the reversal. And then the next step for the reversal will be to break through this descending resistance. So I most likely will see whether it can break through this green line. $7. If it can break above $7 and stay at $7, then it's a strong confirmation for me, at least. At the end of the day, you still got to do your own analysis. Don't just listen to somebody blindly. Still, let's see if JF Tech potential, showing some potential to continue breaking down, but we want to see higher volume, more and more and more volume. We want to see volume increase. the first step that we want to watch for. So normal retracement from Supermax, quite expected. Let's see how other gloves are doing. So all giving a small push as well. How about the small caps like Comfort? Ugh, jeez. Let's just stick to Supermax for now, because it has the most volume as usual. Sima gave us a pretty decent bounce. Not that big of a dip, to be honest. The recovery was only 30,000. This whole candle was 30,000 shares. That's it. So again, as usual on Bursa, when things are slow, when MCO news is out and about, most people are scared to put in the money. But as a trader, you should always just wait. Keep waiting for your opportunity to come. Okay. Now, there is a potential play to buy in around 690, 691, 692 for a short burst, but there will be most likely going to be a very, very heavy wall of sellers around 699, 698, and 7. So our upside is very limited in that regard. So probably not gonna touch it at all. After we missed the 680. 680, at least we still had like 20 cents worth of upside that we could catch from 680 to about 7 before we hit a significant resistance. But now 690 to 7 is just not really worth trying, because everybody will be selling the moment they see the huge sell order. So let's just watch and see. Okay, let's just observe. Just watch the orders on the bottom left of the screen. So 690 is the resistance right now. Most likely, I won't be surprised if it just tears through this 1400 lot order, 1400 lot Q order. I mean, there we go. 690 cleared without any problem at all. Now watch the bottom right side. When 698, 699, 7 ringgit comes up, you most likely see like very, very, very big orders. So this could be a potential trade. Getting in at 690 earlier, trying to anticipate a break above 7. If it can break 7, this stock will go. The next resistance will be 711. Yeah, about 710, 711, all the way up to 720, 740. So it's kind of rejecting at 691 already. So got an alert at GF Tech. See if we can break below 190. Can it break below 190? It's building quite a strong support right there. Quite a lot of buy orders getting queued up at 190. Like watch that. So even though we did see some good increasing volume right here from when the selling started, even though the volume was increasing slightly, the dip wasn't spectacular. There was not much recovery for us to get. Right? At most, what, 8 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents. just jump back to set alert for JF Tech if in case it breaks 190. Supermax, let's just keep watching Supermax. Struggling around 690 area. You should take advantage while the market is slightly slowing down now. If you could scroll down and hit the like button for me so that we can grow our community and reach more people who need help. Especially those who are very interested in trading Bursa, and those that have not found me yet could find use in the free education that we provide on our channel. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I stream every day, 9 to 10 a.m. You can watch all the replays of the live streams on my channel. Just click my little profile on the bottom left. So let's observe when 698 and 699 starts to pop up, right? So 695 is huge resistance right now. But you can see that the trend is moving upwards. Even though this is on the 1 minute chart, you can still see that it's still trending upwards. So it's probably going to start churning over here, small bits and pieces until we hit 699, 7 ringgit. That is where we will see most of the challenge for the stock. So Opcom building up a nice little rejection. Possible for a breakout later. Let's see if it can curl back up. If it can give us a nice curl back up. So that's what we're looking for. And today looks like the screener is filled with all the glove stocks. So I marked most of the glove stocks with a blue tag, just so it makes it easier for me to identify. Biggest loser today, Air Asia, the steel industry, Line Industries, MA Steel, Anju, K-Power looks like it's down 10 cents as well. So not too bad so far. The market seems like still maintaining pretty well. Everything seems to have this same sort of sell-off pattern. Everybody's decided to sell off at the start of the day and then giving small rebound right now. Seems like that is the pattern for most of the stocks. So 794, 795, there we go. You can see 698, sorry, not 794, 694. So 698, 699, you can see how the orders are already starting to stack up as we approach the whole number. So 7 will probably be very heavy. There we go. 3,000 lots, so about 300,000 shares all queued up to sell at 7. And that's just how it is. When it approaches a whole number, the resistance will start to add up, because this is where all the more casual investors, all the uncles and aunties, when they call their brokers on their phone, when they call their brokers on the phone and then they decide to sell, they'll go like, oh, let's just sell it at 690 or 7 ringgit. They don't never say put my sell order at 693, 692, because there's too much for them to think. So first test will be 7 ringgit if you can break above 7 ringgit, but since it's quite extended already, and since we play momentum, buying at the break of 7 is not really a high probability win rate. If you're a swing trader, breaking a break of 7 will be your dream, because you want it to break above, you want it to break above the descending resistance quite comfortably, and you want it to hold above 695, 7 ringgit. But as a scalper, as a momentum trader, since most of the buyers are already in the stock, right? When we're looking for bursts of buying into a stock that's already moved quite a bit is not so good in terms of win percentage. Trying to get Opcom up on our watch list. If you're new here, make sure you join my free Discord. First link in the description. We're almost at 150 members, and once we hit 150 members, I'm gonna do a giveaway. Giveaway valued about over 1k. So make sure you're following me on Instagram as well, and you're most importantly in the Discord channel. We're about 110 members, so another 40 members and I'll do my giveaway. So if you know anybody who has any interest in the stock market, make sure you share this channel with them, right? So that I can help everybody who is interested to get onto the market. So it broke 7 already. So quick. So we can see the volume is coming in right here. Very healthy trend on the volume. It broke 7 already. So if it can maintain 7, it's probably going to keep going up already for the day. And at this point, we could try to compare and see how other glove stocks are doing, and then sort of try and expect the other stocks to trail Supermax. By that I mean we'll expect something like Comfort to follow the momentum of Supermax. So let's put them side by side. My god, wait up. Comfort and Supermax. So they'll usually always follow the same trend. It's just to what extent, right? Will Comfort follow Supermax and reach 7% gain? Or is this the extent of its move? A very strong volume. Now 7 ringgit used to be a resistance, turned into support. You can see how the orders on the bottom left stacking up on 7 ringgit, 701. So we missed our potential entry just now at 680. I actually dropped an order at 680 earlier, but no fill. Unfortunate. There's a 20-cent move already. But most likely, if I entered at 680, I would have took off some already. But seems like buying is very, very strong. Not much signs of selling off so far. So maybe we can see gloves in play for the next few days. So as for now, Supermax seems to be the top volume, the top gainer. Care Plus following behind. That's how it usually is. Care Plus is usually the most active and the most active and the strongest mover in the small cap gloves. But I've been trying to avoid gloves for the past few weeks. Mainly because if you look at how they've been moving up, generally their moves are very, very, very hard to anticipate. Some days you get like huge bursts like this. Most of the time it's very, very slow grind. Something like this where they slowly push up a bit and a bit and a bit and a bit. So this looks like might be the first significant pullback of the day for Supermax. And this could be our next entry since it broke above 7 already, which is our main concern earlier for not picking up at 690. Since it broke above 7 already, this could be a nice entry if it can consolidate. So now we're watching for consolidation. We want to see it sell off and flatline. As usual, when the big man, the father stock of the gloves start to dip, all the other gloves stock starts to dip as well. Let's check if there's any news. Let's check if any news that can fuel the market. So, yesterday, the government announced that they plan to go on a full lockdown, like the first MCO, if the COVID cases don't subside by February 4th. So a full MCO might lead to some heavy volume in the market again, especially in the glove sector. So I think there's some people who are trying to price that in already. I mean, we can see today a lot of people are starting to buy it again. Doesn't seem like there's much else on the news. So far our best bet, Opcom, but doesn't seem too good. Everything else is just yikes. Not much volume, not much movements, all bouncing within a certain range, right? All trading within like a little box. And everything is kind of in a sell down, so the potential for any moves will most likely be met by a lot of selling. Anybody who has bought previously and didn't get a chance to sell, they're all trapped. Yep, just as I said it, Opcom started to break down, so even the chance for a breakout on this stock is pretty much nullified already. So when there's no obvious moves in the market, you gotta stay patient. Stay patient, stay patient, stay patient. I've already dug a hole this month. Quite a deep hole that I have to dig out of. So I don't want to dig any deeper. I don't want to take any more dumb losses. Just gotta be patient and wait for very obvious trades to come, and then only I'll take it. Those of you who are trying to trade but getting frustrated or getting bored because the market is slow, this is something you have to sit through, man. If you want to do this long term, you got to sit through all types of markets. If you want to experience the hot markets, you have to wait through the cold markets as well. There will be plays eventually, right? If it's not today, it will happen tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it will happen the next day. And if you have any stocks that you want me to check out, right, just drop them in the chat so that I can have a quick look. For now, I'm just going to be scrolling through stocks just to see if anything catches my eye. If anything catches my eye, if anything has any potential for any moves. Because for now, so far everything has been very, very lackluster. There's no stocks I have in mind that I could anticipate a dip buy on. Right, Supermax is really breaking down. So let's go back to the 1 hour. So you can see that on the 1 hour chart, it's rejecting the descending resistance again. So if it closes lower than this descending resistance today, if it tries to break and then it fails, and if it tries again it fails, I won't be surprised to see the downtrend continue again. So this would be a key candle to test this resistance. It's looking, to be honest, it looks quite good because you can see how the volume is increasing into a resistance and it already broke, right? So this will be the first retest. And then in the next 20 minutes, we have to see whether it can close above this resistance level. So by 10 o'clock, the key level it has to stay above is 695, or ideally to be strong, 7 ringgit. Seems like it's struggling around 690 now. So there we go, like I mentioned earlier, 690, if you buy into 690, your upside is very, very limited because you'll most likely reject around 7. Right? If you bought at 680, the upside, we were expecting all the way up to 7. So a 20-cent move is more than enough for a single trade in a day. A 10-cent move on this size stock, this volatility, so as usual, when there's nothing happening, I'll usually just run through any stocks that appear on my screener right here. So the thing I'm looking for when I run through this list is obviously the first thing I want to see is the percent gain. I want to look for who has the biggest percent gain, because that usually catches most people's attentions as well. So when there's more people looking at it and it's on an uptrend, there'll be more likely that it's going to have more buying pressure than other potential stocks. The next thing I want to look at is the volume. I want to make sure that there's actual volume rather than is RubberX worth looking at? Let's have a look. RubberX. So my first, whenever I think of gloves, right, my first thought is always, is Supermax or Top Glove moving? Because most of the time, in a short term or even a long term, if I put the gloves side by side, right? So for example, if I put RubberX on the left and I put Supermax on the right, if I go on the daily chart, most likely you will see very similar patterns, right? You can see how it had its peak here and its peak here, a second peak. Okay, this Supermax had a third peak, but not RubberX. But then you can see when Supermax pushed up, so RubberX pushed up as well. So with that logic, right, if you want RubberX to move, you will need all the other gloves to move as well. So when you're trading gloves, you're not really trading a single stock, you're trading the whole industry. So you gotta look at the whole industry to move. So I can't say by saying I think RubberX is gonna break out, I'm technically also saying Supermax will break out, Care Plus will break out, Comfort will break out. Because if you compare all of the gloves, they will move very similar. Right? Look, it's almost like a picture perfect. This is RubberX on the left, Comfort on the right. The moves are almost exactly the same. Same to Care Plus. Right? If we go for, let's say, a 5-minute chart, right, and let's see, almost exactly the same. So this, again, the point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to gloves, the whole industry moves together. And to me, the best indicator will be Supermax. Supermax or Top Glove, depending who has depending who took the lead on the day, depending who has more volume on the day, those will be the indicators for whether I will try and play all the smaller cap stocks. But a small tip, I would usually choose stocks that I don't have to pay stamp duty. I'm not sure after the updated list. Let me double check and see. Because last year, in 2020, I usually avoid, I tend to avoid, one second. In 2020, I tend to avoid RubberX because I had to pay stamp duty on it. And I tend to avoid Top Glove because I had to pay stamp duty on it as well. But since the list is revised, let me double check. So stamp duty, let's see if RubberX is in here. So okay, RubberX is, you don't have to pay stamp duty on RubberX anymore, but I think you gotta pay on Supermax. So stamp duty is basically an extra fee that you have to pay when you buy and sell a stock. If it doesn't meet a certain criteria from Bursa. And I think since RubberX grew quite a bit over the last year, it's fit into that range where Bursa decides to what's the word? Sort of reimburse the fee for trading these stocks. So rather than playing, my mindset used to be rather than playing RubberX, I would just play Supermax. Because this usually has the most volume, the most volatility. And then RubberX, Comfort, Care Plus, they usually get what we call the sympathy move, which is sort of like people who see, these small caps are connected / linked to the bigger glove stocks. So they have to move later on, right? So it's just, that's the mindset of its move. Especially when there's no news surrounding any of the other stocks, right? RubberX doesn't have any news recently. Well, they bought land for 11 million a few days ago. But that's about it. My suggestion for looking at gloves, if you're playing in the short term, honestly, just pick the one that looks the nicest. Right, just go through the list of small caps and just put them side by side and compare. So pull out Comfort. Okay, Comfort looks disgusting, so I'm gonna avoid Comfort. So if I put out Care Plus, looks slightly better. You can see that Care Plus looks slightly better because you can actually see the move, sort of. Like you can see the candles form. RubberX, you can see most of the candles are lines. So it comes down to preference as well at this point. So it seems like we're gonna have yet another slow start. We got some moves. Wait, hold up. I see Euro dipping, so this is the riskiest stock to play. Because you look at the orders, it's so small. It's so small. So one person who if anybody decides to sell, boom, the stock goes all the way. So the potential, we could have caught the play on Supermax today on a break of 680. We tried. Well, I tried. I missed it. So don't chase. We don't want to chase. We don't ever want to chase. And we just wait for the next move. So on the bright side, I think the calls have been on point, right? The idea has been there. Even last Thursday, I called out 2 or 3 trades. I tried to enter, but all 3 times my broker didn't process my order fast enough. So I missed all the trades, but you look at it from the correct perspective where we're getting better at identifying high probability winning trades. It doesn't matter if we miss them. If we're getting better at identifying them, we can just catch the next one. So that's the mindset you should have, rather than being pissed that you missed the move. Let's just look at Asia just for fun lah. How bad can it be today? How bad could it realistically be? I mean, no surprise lah. The moment MCO comes in, all the airport related stocks all gonna go down. Probably Genting is probably taking a hit as well. Yeah, all in the red. I wonder what's the new hype now. Seems there's no news coming up, right? No catalyst for any sort of hype on the market. So that's why the market has been quite quiet recently. There's just nothing hyping it up. And no surprise if you understand the market cycles. We just came out of a hot market, and after a hot market, there's usually a consolidation period. What that means is the market's gonna go flat for a while. So I would not be surprised if January and February will be very, very quiet. But that's all part of the game, you know. It just means that we have more time to prepare for the next hot market, so that you cannot give the same excuse of, oh, I missed the hot market, right? I hear a lot of people saying that they missed the hot market in August, right? Oh, I wish I started earlier, or I started a bit too late. So make sure you prepare for the next one. Don't keep giving yourself excuses. So approaching 10 o'clock, usually around 9:50, I go through stocks that I feel like there's potential through the day. I mean, if you've been watching the past half an hour, it's quite clear that most of the stocks are very, very dead. And the only potential moves I see will be on Supermax. Not Supermax, but gloves. Gloves in general. For today, they are the top percent gainers. The top volume gainers as well. You can see Supermax pulling in 16 million. HLT is like tier 3 already, so I usually don't even bother. RubberX 25 million, quite a lot of volume. Care Plus 13 mil. So if Supermax decides to push upwards, honestly my favorite small cap stock to trade is Care Plus, because it usually pulls in the most volume and it usually has the nicest, the cleanest looking moves. I love to see very clean candles like this instead of things like, I mean, it looks pretty good here as well. So it's a very close call between probably Care Plus and Rubber X. Comfort I probably won't even bother touching. Is just look at this chart. Like, what can you tell from this chart? There's just nothing you can tell from this chart. It's just so jumbled up. But at least when you look at Care Plus, right, you can see how it moves, right? Up, and come back down. It's not just flat and just like bouncing. It's still not ideal, right? The candles are still not ideal. But it's to me, this is my pick for a small cap move. Will I trade it? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Even if I do, I will probably only I will only go for like very small moves. Because you see big moves on Supermax. Like last week, it moved up like 27 cents, but on Care Plus, the move only lasted like what? 4 cents. So maybe the best chance is just to follow the leading indicator, which is Supermax. Maybe the best odds is the highest odds play is to follow Supermax. But honestly, would I play it? Most likely not. Unless I see like very nice build up in volume and a very, very nice curl upwards like this. If it goes like straight up like that, most likely won't play. I want to see it slowly curl up. Any other stocks to look at? Let's just give a quick sweep as usual. SCIB looks like it's pulling in some volume, gonna break its all-time high again. So we might look at this for potential move. And usually when SCIB moves, K-Power moves as well. But K-Power has fallen quite a bit off of its highs. So maybe I'll keep SCIB on my watch. What's this high of all time? High of all time is 221. So not too far off. It's dangling at 220 now. Quite healthy orders, right? About 1,000 on each level. So I will keep track on this. See if we can push up and then come back and build a nice breakout. Supermax looks like it's trying to curl up a bit. This one will give it some time to see how it plays out. I think that's about all the stocks that have any chance. Let's give Opcom a look again. This was the stock that had potential but broke down. So yeah, it broke down quite a bit. Too far from the highs really. So by the time it reached the highs, most of the buying power is really gone. Right. HPPHB, we had a look. Doesn't look too good. Anything else? Okay, if we can reject towards 221, I guess this is a decent area to reject as well. So when it pushes back up, it's a break of day high and a break of its all-time high. So two breaks. So the probability will be higher. But this one we have to see whether it sets up for a nice breakout. Okay. So I just want to make sure all of you know that I recently released student packages in case you want to speed up your learning. Oops. If you've been following me, if you've been following my YouTube channel, you know that I've been trying to ramp up my content. Now I put out 2 videos a week, right? So if you have interest in the stock market, but 1 or 2 videos a week is a bit too slow for you, you can try to explore these packages, right? Because I'm gonna be doing, starting from February, going to be doing weekly webinars to sort of help touch on certain topics that most traders will find is a roadblock, especially when they start on their own on free resources. It's definitely doable to get onto the stock market on free resources. I did it completely without any mentors, without any paid without any paid courses or anything. So it's definitely possible, but you got to acknowledge that you need to put in the hours and effort. So in the student package, you get a VIP chat room, you get stock alerts. So if you have seen me call out stocks on Stock Talk, I'll be doing that more actively on the stock alerts channel, which you can only access if you have student or pro. And starting from February, I will be on live call whenever I live stream, right? I'll be on my live traders chat so that you can ask me any questions live as we almost like trade together, right? So if you're interested, make sure you join the Discord group, right? Make sure you join the Discord group, or you can fill in this form to sort of register, and then I will message you regarding all the details that you need. So after the stream, if I see any potential movers or any potential breakouts, I will notify them in the stock alerts chat for all the students and pros. For now, I'll be watching Supermax and SCIB. Right, for those of you who are catching this live stream right now, these are the 2 stocks I'll be watching. And for the rest of the day, any kind of potential moves, I will be updating the group chat. So if you haven't already, smash the like button down below. It takes a few seconds, helps me grow the channel, right? Helps me reach more people who needs help. That's the main goal, right? Because YouTube's ad revenue will probably never be enough to match what I can do on day trading, especially on like a more educational based channel where people don't just watch it for entertainment. And make sure you subscribe, right? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune in every single day, 9 a.m. That is the first step to success, right? Watching the markets every day. It doesn't matter if you know how to trade yet. The more you watch the markets, the more you will understand it. That's just how it works. The more you watch it, the more questions you have, the more right questions you ask, the more you will learn. So I appreciate each and every one of you who has tuned in today. I hope you have learned something, even though the market has been rather slow. Even though I didn't take any trades recently, not taking a trade is also sort of a trade on its own, right? Not taking a trade, you're basically holding cash. So I'm betting that holding cash is more valuable at this point rather than throwing it into the market where uncertainty is very, very high now and win rate is probably rather low. So again, I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again for the next whole year, okay? Every single day, 9 to 10 a.m. We trade here. We learn together. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Right, take care. Oh, if you prefer the webcam streams, let me know. Okay? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if you prefer webcam streams. Hopefully we can take off from here. Alright, time to get to work.